Hi, everybody. This is Gene Martinson, and a beautiful morning for soccer here in Los Alamos. And the opening game of the season, opening home game of the season for Los Alamos. And joining me, of course, is my good buddy Mike Mays, and we are here to crack of dawn this morning to bring you this ball game between the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins. Yeah. So anyway, they got the little blue griffin. They look like a anyway. So anyway, so Santa Fe Prep normally fields a pretty good team, so this should be a pretty good ball game. We don't know a whole lot about the Hilltoppers this year because of all the mess up of the COVID, but Wesley Stanfield, one of their top players, is back. He is a senior, a defender, and then Wesley Parker, one of the forwards, and Ty Hinojosa. But we'll just have to see, Mike, how those kids come out today. This is an unknown for us, so we're going to be learning about the players as we go.
Yeah, we are a little bit, like you said, it's been a little hard to nail anything down, with just so much going on. But we're gonna take a look. Hilltoppers, of course, traditionally one of the powerhouses in New Mexico high school soccer, but they're going to be taking on a Blue Griffins team who, again, very small school there in Santa Fe, private school if I'm not mistaken, Gene, but uh, usually pretty stout. Opened the season with a tie against Bosque School out of Albuquerque, and Bosque is a very legitimate powerhouse. So to hold serve with them is pretty good. Not a bad start to their season. So we'll see what they bring to the table. But Blue Griffins traditionally have been nothing to sneeze at. So we're gonna see what they've got, and this will be a good opening day test for the Hilltoppers.
Yes, it really will, and because Santa Fe Prep, as Mike said, is they traditionally have been very good, and so we'll see how they come out here this morning. I'm going up against Bosque. They scored one goal. It was 1-1 ball game, and the goal was scored for the Blue Griffins by Mike Beaumont, and that was it for the scoring, except for Bosque. Bosque scored first, and then Beaumont came back and tied it up, and then it ended up as a tie. So their record right now is 0-0-1, and but the Hilltoppers have been out on the field for a few minutes, and just standing around, jumping up and down, and trying to keep stretched out and keep loose. And a long, long, long conference around the head coach of the Blue Griffins, and that's Hirsch Wilson. Hilltoppers, of course, are coached by Ron Blue. Ron's been coaching the Hilltoppers for quite a while, and good guy, good coach. And Hirsch Wilson is the coach of the prep. And finally, Hirsch has finally finished his speech. Boy, he had them in that huddle for a long time. So anyway, so they now come out on the field. The Hilltoppers are dressed all in white, and let's see, what are we doing?
I did actually. Sorry, Gene. The Hilltoppers actually in their dress greens
Oh
today.
yes, oh you're right. Yes,
So
exactly.
that was actually the Toppers
I,
taking a long time in the huddle.
I had it backwards.
Yes, the Blue Griffins are in white, the Toppers in green, and all green, and these are, at least they have yellow numbers. So we've seen plenty of times, when teams with dark jerseys had dark numbers, faintly outlined. So
Yeah, yeah, black jerseys with dark blue numbers.
yeah, we've
Uh,
seen that more than once. So anyway, the Toppers break huddle. So we'll be underway momentarily. The official doesn't like something.
yeah. So anyway, that was my mistake. And of course, you got to remember it's the crack of dawn. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes, it
got
really
to get the
is.
got to, got to get the cobwebs out first.
Yeah,
And Well, I don't know what's going on here, Mike. They're taking.
I don't know either. I'm not sure what the holdup is here. The other sideline official was.
I think he just arrived.
Well, it's early for everybody. It
I know,
really
I guess.
is. That's ridiculous to start these games at 10 o'clock in the morning. Nobody gets up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Waiting for the sideline official on the other side. So, and he's now in position. So here we go. Los Alamos kicks off, and right away the Hilltoppers with a long pass down the left side, and chasing it down for Los Alamos. We're trying to get to it this time is Alex Lipsku, but he can't get to it. The ball is cleared out of bounds by Santa Fe Prep, and the Hilltoppers will inbound it about 10 yards up from the flag, and they're going to bring the throw is going to come back up the field. The Hilltoppers are going the wrong way, of course, and now they turn it around, trying to come down that left sideline, and can't get anything going. Ball is stolen away by the Blue Griffins, and then Hilltoppers just booted all the way back to their goalie, and that is Caleb Longenbrunner. The goalie for the Prep is Matteo Gilbert. So with the ball now, it said the Blue Griffins trying to come up the left sideline, knocked out of bounds by Los Alamos. It'll be inbounded by the Blue Griffins. Andrew Lehman will throw it in down that left sideline. Nice throw in, and the pass is now going to be booted up the field, but right there for Los Alamos to boot it up field, and it actually goes out of bounds about right around the midfield flag. They'll go down the left side, headed back up by Los Alamos, and it's going to be picked up there by Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas still playing around with it. Now he brings it back to one of his fullbacks, and then over to Ty Hinojosa. And then coming down in a hurry is Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with a pass. Los Alamos has a legitimate shot here. Whoa, Mike. That was Alex Lipsku coming down that left side. Wow.
Yeah, long, great pass there from Terrazas from the right side all the way down to the left, and Lipsku crashing down, cut in about the 10-yard line and had a good shot. Nice, very nice adjustment there by Matteo Gilbert, and was able to get his forearms on it and knock it over the end line.
Yeah, so a corner kick for Los Alamos, and the kick is going to be way too long, just sails over the entire pack. But Los Alamos now does pick up the loose ball. Fighting for it for the Hilltoppers is Lenny Siviotsky. Siviotsky has it stolen away. The pass upfield is going to be coming is Jack Tiegler. Tiegler brings it into the midfield circle. Prep still with it. Los Alamos has. They've got about. Usually you see the fullbacks back there. We've got about 6 or 8 people back there. Everybody's on defense. We don't have anybody on the other side of the field. So right now it's the Vanya Ferrance, Joe Heavens, for Johnsick. I'm telling you, Mike, like I said last night, whatever happened to Tom and Joe, Bob Smith, and don't see that anymore.
Good penetration there by the Blue Griffins. I believe that was Yuto Okitani in the middle there, and he had looked like he had a shot, but coming out of goal for the Toppers was Longenbrunner, and able to cut that off. But both teams threatening here early. We're just into we're about to wrap up the 4th minute and head into the 5th minute here, just underway in the first half. So, and no score, of course. That's so unusual for soccer, but.
Yeah, so the Hilltoppers had knocked it over the end line, so it was a goal kick for the Prep, and they bring it up into midfield, picking it up for the Hilltoppers, Aaron Phillip. Phillip's still working with it. Now they're going to bring it over. They're trying to come down that left side, but the Griffins are saying nothing doing, as they said. And now they come down that left sideline, coming in, trying to cut over and take a shot, and the score for Los Alamos. And boy, Wesley Parker, and he just got that pass. He came in from the left side, Mike, and he was open. and he just drilled it right past Matteo Gilbert.
Yeah, very nice. Going into the far post was Wesley Parker. Another nice pass. The Toppers are really going their long diagonal passing from, again, another one from the right side to the left side. Unfortunately, I did not see who passed him the ball. It really didn't look like much of a threat, but Parker just absolutely crashing in from the left side and able to sneak it around Gilbert, who actually played it pretty well, but great aiming of the shot there into the far post. So Toppers go up early.
And I think that might have been Aaron Phillips that made that pass down the left side. But the Hilltoppers on the attack once again, stolen away by the Blue Griffins. Hilltoppers get it back, and now they're going to bring it over to Tai Hinojosa. Hinojosa brings it back into Hilltopper territory, and now they're going to start over again as they get it up to Aaron Phillip. Phillip brings it up to the top of right to the top of the penalty box, and there's a long kick from about almost 30 yards out on the right sideline, and it goes right to the goalie, Matteo Gilbert. So Matteo just grabs it and boots it back downfield, and the Hilltoppers pick it up. They're trying to go down that left sideline again, having a lot of trouble doing that, but now the ball is stolen away by the Griffins. So the Blue Griffins, Hilltoppers lead 1-0 here in this ball game. What was the time on that? You get the time on
that came in the 4th minute, so Toppers up early here. And, just watching the Blue Griffins defense, Gene, they are absolutely swarming the ball, and I think the Toppers are able to take advantage on a couple of those chances of their maybe a little bit over-aggressive.
Yeah, we're going to have I think a handball, I do believe, called against the Griffins. The Hilltoppers will get the free kick right at midfield, right in the center of the field. Hilltoppers bring it down. They're going to get it. Comes over now to Aaron Phillip. Phillip is going to bring it in down to the left sideline. And boy, Hilltoppers with another good opportunity that time, but Matteo Gilbert comes out and says there's nothing doing as a Wesley Parker had a great move at that time. I mean, he was set up pretty good, but good play by the goalie. And now the Hilltoppers tried to take a sneaky beaky shot. Nobody was ready for the shot, and Wesley Parker decided from about 20 yards out just to suddenly pop it. Didn't get much on the ball, and so if he had really drilled it, that might have been something, because nobody was expecting that kick, Mike.
No, quick turnaround there from Parker, and yeah, good idea. Just could not get his full foot on the ball and just kind of rolled into Gilbert. But had he been able to put anything on it, like you said, that might have been a little bit different outcome.
So the ball now, long pass upfield by Tai Hinojosa. It's going to come to Wesley Parker. We have a couple of players getting tangled up and going down. Wesley Stanfield goes down for Los Alamos, and so the players get up. No harm, no foul, I guess. And so now the Blue Griffins with it, right in the middle of the field, coming down that left sideline. Boy, I mean, essentially doing it all, and that was Yuta Okatani, and he finally, we have a push off on Los Alamos, and so here comes the free kick. Boy, nice kick!
Whoa!
And but that was by Håkan Gerler Hatch, and I mean, did you see the way he kicked that? Usually they'll take a couple of steps and boot it. He just looked like he kicked it with the side of his foot.
Yeah, and he got something on it. It actually, yeah, when he wound up, it didn't look like it was going to be much, but that could have been a problem had Longenbrunner not come in to cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, he just, it looked like he was just going to kick it at the top of the penalty box or something. But boy, I mean, he didn't, there wasn't any inertia or anything going to the ball. He just standing there, and all of a sudden he kicked of it anyway. Now the ball goes out of bounds, and I think they're chasing down the loose ball, and so
we do have some ball shaggers today, so
that's good.
That always helps.
Yes, and then so Hilltoppers with the kick down the field and picked up there. But Ty Hinojosa, Hilltoppers trying to take a shot again.
Whoa.
There is a shot is saved by Matteo Gilbert. A shot taken by Jaime Terrazas. And I thought that one was in, but what a great save that time by Matteo Gilbert. Boy, I mean, the Hilltoppers had it. I mean, they got that thing right in front of the goal and a hard shot, but he was able to knock it away. And the Hilltoppers looked like they're going to have a rebound shot, but that never materialized. The Hilltoppers on the go once again, and so this time they're going to just kind of boot it up as they got it over to Aaron Phillip, to Jaime Terrazas, and then Terrazas put the boot on it and scored 3 points as he went right through the football uprights.
But yeah, that initial shot, Gene, boy, that was a bullet from point blank range. Gilbert did very, very well to knock that away. Yeah. That was, he didn't have a whole lot of reaction time. No. That was just a rocket.
Yeah, I mean they were right in front of him. So the Hilltoppers are trying to get it over to Stephen Boone. Boone has it stolen away from him and is stolen back by Los Alamos, and a good steal for the Hilltoppers by Callum Mitchell coming down the left sideline. And the ball going to go, comes out into the penalty box, scooped up there by Matteo Gilbert. He boots it upfield, not very far. And so now a long pass down the field by the Blue Griffins coming down the right sideline and trying to get to it that time. And that was Hawken Gerler Hatch. And it was just him, Mike, him and about 3 fullbacks for Los Alamos. So he didn't have a whole lot of support back there. But one of the Blue Griffins goes down, nothing called. And the Blue Griffins still with possession. They bring it back out to about 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory, stolen away there by the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers will come down that left sideline, and they're going to get it once again to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas doing a good job. Boy, good ball handling, and he fires again right at that left goal post. And boy, lucky that Matteo Gilbert was in perfect position because that was a great shot. But Matteo Gilbert, he's been busy. I tell you, Caleb Longenbrunner, he might as well bring his chair and sit down out there. Get John McHale's little stool.
Yeah, that's right. And so we're heading into the 13th minute here. Jane Topper's still up 1-0 on the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins. The Toppers have gotten off 7 shots so far to 0 for the Blue Griffins. So, and the Blue Griffins started off really a very, very strong possession, but since that initial push, maybe the first 5 minutes or so of this ball game, it's been all Los Alamos.
Yeah, it really had. The Blue Griffins trying to get something going, and Los Alamos is putting a lot of players back on defense every time the Blue Griffins penetrate. But boy, there's some good hustle there by Jack Tiegler for the Blue Griffins. Los Alamos the ball was kind of going toward the end line, and Los Alamos was just kind of leisurely watching it. Jack Tiegler came out of nowhere and scooped it up, tried to get it into the middle of the penalty box, but it went over the end line off of the Blue Griffins. Los Alamos will have the goal kick, and let's see, they're gonna, and so they're gonna let Abera Hatinga make that goal kick, and let Caleb rest some more. So anyway, the ball's in the midfield circle right now. The Griffins trying to control. They're having a little trouble doing that. Now they come down that right sideline. And the ball's going to bounce, take a couple of bounces, and come right to Caleb Longenbrunner. So Caleb kicks it upfield, picked up there by the Hilltoppers. Coming down that right sideline in a hurry for Los Alamos is Wesley Parker. And Parker, I think he's got, let's see, what are they going to call here, Mike?
I think they're going to call a trip on. Actually, I think they're going to call a trip on the Blue Griffins. That's going to go against Haken Gerler Hatch. inadvertent, but got a pretty good piece of Wesley.
So Jaime Terrazas will make the kick. It's right on the sideline, and about almost 30 yards out, there's a header attempt by Los Alamos that's missed. Ball over the end line, goal kick for the Blue Griffins.
I wouldn't have wanted to head that either. That was a line drive straight toward the far post. I don't want to hit that with my head.
Yeah, those soccer balls are not. They're not little gingerly balls like the volleyball or
that's
something.
That's not a Nerf ball. That's a pretty serious ball.
Yes, it is. And some of these headers that they do, I wouldn't do it. So the Hilltoppers on the attack once again as they get it up to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas has been very, very active in this ball game. First goal was scored by Wesley Parker, and so the Blue Griffins on the attack once again. They bring it back into their own territory, having a little confusion right now by the Blue Griffins. They finally do get organized. There's a pass down the field. That's by Jack Tiegler. But the Hilltoppers, once again, everybody back on defense. So the Hilltoppers are doing a good job of getting back. They're putting back 5 or 6 players on defense, but when they transition to the ball over to Los Alamos, all of a sudden they're all down the other end of the field. So the Hilltoppers are doing a great job on defense and a great job in the transition of switching back to offense. The Blue Griffins with it. They bring it into the midfield circle, picked up there. Once again by Jack Tiegler. Tiegler's been pretty active in his ballgame. Great steal by Los Alamos. And oh, come on.
And they're gonna whistle Aaron Phillip for a trip. There was no such thing. That was an outstanding steal. And Blue Griffin player did end up on the ground. I think he was. Frankly, I think he just got his ankles broke there by by Phillip, but there was minimal contact.
Boy, that was a clean steal. I mean, he just picked his pocket. Ball goes out of bounds off the Hilltoppers right at midfield. The Blue Griffins bring it in, trying to go down the left sideline, and now we're going to have another push off called against Los Alamos, and so another free kick and another.
I've seen far worse than that, and there's Jaime Terrazas doing the the 3-yard, 10-yard
yes
10-yard minimum that you got to give the kicker.
Oh yes, and it always amazes me. They all know the rule, so
it's not a new rule that they just put in yesterday. It's been around for a while, but until the referee actually moves them, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we have a player for Los Alamos goes down, and so they're going to call the violation. They're going to call the push off against the Blue Griffins, and Hilltoppers will get the free kick. And that young man that went down was Aaron Phillip. The Hilltoppers with the kick now. The ball almost stolen away by the Blue Griffins. It is stolen away, knocked out of bounds by the Hilltoppers. Inbound will come from none other than Jack Tiegler. Tiegler gets it back after he throws it in, and he brings it over to Yuto Okatani, and now comes back to Tiegler. So they're trying to work down the left sideline. Not much success. And Hilltoppers have a good defense back there. The ball goes over the end line. That's going to make it a goal kick for Los Alamos. And
boy, yeah, the Griffins trying to get something. It looked like they were doing a little give and go, but the go kick was to nobody who was going, and then they ended up rolling completely untouched over the goal line.
So Longenberger this time he takes the goal kick himself, and Obera Hatinga did the honors the last time. So the Hilltoppers with it. They're bringing it down the right sideline, and here comes Jaime Terrazas. Another long kick, and just barely over the top crossbar.
Wow, that was from about 40 yards out, and he didn't miss that by much. You got a pretty good foot on that, Gene.
Yeah, he really did.
This one.
Yeah, and Matteo Gilbert just stood there and watched it sail over. But boy, he'd put that a little lower. That could have that would have been a kind of a problem for Matteo, but Mateo's done a good. And Hilltoppers breaking through once again. They got the shot. Whoa, great save by Matteo Gilbert. As the Hilltoppers had it, they got the opening, and they essentially had a one-on-one coming down on the left sideline or down toward the left side of the penalty box. And the shot was taken that time by Wesley Parker. But boy, I'm telling you, Matteo Gilbert, I thought he'd had it. Beautiful save.
Well, Gilbert has been busy here in this first half.
Yes,
as we head into the 20th minute.
Yeah, he's
right. I'm sorry, we're in the 20th minute. That's already his fourth save, and all of those four would have gone in had he not been there. There have been a couple of nifty saves by him.
So the ball goes out of bounds, and Jaime Terrazas immediately picks it up, throws it into the Hilltoppers, and the officials stop everything and tell Jaime, nope, not your ball. It belongs to the Blue Griffins. So Jaime trying to do a sneaky beaky. Now here come the Griffins. They have a little bit of an attack going, but Los Alamos once again back there to boot things away. And so another good job in that this time by Aaron Phillips, and also back there for Los Alamos. Let's see, that was I thought I had that number, but anyway. Okay. Well, Callum Mitchell. I want to give these kids credit for whatever they do here. Hilltoppers on the attack. Jaime Terrazas pass over to the left side, and then trying to get it to Wesley Parker. Blue Griffins are doing a good job on defense. The fullback get back, comes out to Terrazas. Jaime chasing it down. He's about 40 yards out from the flag on the right side of the field. And now the ball is knocked out of bounds by the Blue Griffins.
Jaime has no problem taking shots from that area,
no,
though.
He doesn't.
He's kind of the Steph Curry of this team. He won't, if he's on the field, he's in scoring range.
Well, he made that pass, and I was surprised because I thought he was going to shoot once again. So we have a couple new players into the ballgame for Los Alamos, and let's see. Well, one of them is Kyle Fenimore, and the other gentleman coming in. Let's see. I can pick up the number, and it looks like that's John Teague. So Teague. So the pass now comes over to the left side of the penalty box, and long kick, and it's goes out of bounds, and so it's going to be a throw in right next to the flag on the left side of the goal. But the Blue Griffins have the throw in. I thought the Hilltoppers were going to get it, but no, they didn't. So the Blue Griffins now controlling the left side of the field is wide open. They decide to go down the middle. Good thinking.
So Toppers are kind of bunched up in the middle. If they wanted to take that to the edges, they would have had a free run, but elect better of it apparently. So
yeah, they decided to stick with the pack instead of more exciting that way. You can play some hacky sack right in the middle of the field. There's the pass upfield, almost trying to head it back upfield back downfield for Los Alamos. But they bring it up. It's picked up there by Wakio Hatinga and stolen away by the Blue Griffins. Boy, a behind the back pass, nice that time, and that pass was by Andrew Lehman. So he kicked it with his right foot, but he went behind his left foot. So a little behind the back pass. Nice kick, too, but down the field it comes to the Blue Griffins. Blue Griffins coming down. And here comes, once again, Jack Teagler. Teagler trying to come in, and he puts a little centering pass right into the just barely into the penalty box, but right there. And he was trying to get it to Andrew Lehman, but the Hilltoppers were able to steal it away or knock it away.
Teagler actually looked like he had a route to the goal. I'm surprised he didn't keep that himself.
And now a shot is going to be taken and going down in the penalty box. I don't know if they're I guess they're not going to call anything, but one of the Blue Griffins that time went down in the penalty box. That was Andrew Lehman, and the ball ends up going out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. But I mean, that could have been a penalty situation for the Griffins. The Griffins still with it, trying to get to it. They take a header attempt right in front of bring it right up in front of the goal. They had a man open. He couldn't get his foot on it. And so the Hilltoppers now steal it away, and they come down the field in a hurry. And I think I thought we were going to have Jaime Terrazas called for offsides, but the official says no. But Jaime was ahead of everybody else. So let's see.
There's a couple that I thought might have they were teetering on possible offside, but nothing called so far.
Yeah, right now we're in the 25th minute. Hilltoppers leading 1-0, scoring right off the bat in the 4th minute.
Mass substitutions coming in for the Toppers at this point.
Yes, let's see if I can pick that up the number.
Unfortunately, now with the new press box, they're all on the far side of the field.
Yeah,
so Jaime Terrazas is going to check out.
Jackson Boone came in, and also coming in, I think Ty Hinojosa came back into the ball game.
So in professional soccer, Gene, of course, you only have 3 substitutions allowed per game, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But
yeah, slightly.
But that is not the rule in high school soccer.
Yeah, I know there's some weird rules in that professional soccer.
And soccer, of course, not known for having any weird rules at all. So I just, it's so unusual to see that.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So, and watching here a couple of weeks ago, our bronze medalists, the girls, and I guess the women, or I'm not even sure, but never mind.
I think I know where you were going with that conversation. Yeah. Let's just skip it for now.
Comes to Kalen Longenbrunner, so it just came right to him. Nice boy, moonball, and it's kind of funny. Los Alamos was gonna head it, and going over was Wesley Parker, and then Parker, I don't know whether he decided whether he kind of stepped away a little, and he let Liam Mooney make the header pass. That's what I would have done too. It's like that ball. I mean, there's a moon ball coming down. The ball goes out of bounds right at midfield. It'll be thrown in for the Hilltoppers by John Teague.
And as Gene answers his cell phone there, we'll continue here. 28th minute here at Sullivan Field. Beautiful, picture perfect day here for soccer. Toppers up 1-0 over the Blue Griffins. So Blue Griffins will get a free kick here about 50 yards out from goal. That is Haken Gerler Hatch taking that, kicking it near the top of the penalty box. It comes right back out to him and going to go out of bounds. Toppers will have the throw in.
So the Hilltoppers are going to throw it in about 15 yards deep in their own territory. They'll work down the left sideline. We have a substitution right now for the Blue Griffins. So the Hilltoppers, once they finish that substitution, will work down the left sideline. And we are ready to go as the inbound pass from Caleb Mitchell. Going to be the Blue Griffins pick it up, stolen away by Los Alamos. Hilltoppers trying to pass it upfield. It's
whoa, boy. Two-handed shove over there right in the middle of the field. Yeah. Nobody saw it.
No, the referee was looking the other direction. And boy, I'm telling you, I think that was Sam Little, but anyway, he just ended up, the ball got kicked upfield, and the referee turned around to look at going upfield. So the 2 players were behind him, so he just shoved him down. No 2 ways about it. Yeah, that was Sam Little. And Sam Little is not little. I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So a quick shot taken by the Blue Griffins as they got the ball suddenly up in top of the penalty box, and then they take a quick shot But right there is Longenbrunner for Los Alamos. So Longenbrunner brings it out, and he stolen away once again by the Blue Griffins. Blue Griffins putting a lot more offense on here in the last few minutes. Coming down that right sideline and working with it over on the other side. That's Asher and Nathan. I don't know if that's Nathan Asher.
I think it's Nathan Asher.
Asher and Nathan. He could be like Bachelor Nathan. Never mind. So anyway, where are we?
Oh, only about 10 minutes left here in this first half. James still 1-0 in favor of the Hilltoppers, and we got a substitution. Tadasa's back in the game now.
Yeah, and also back in the game, Aaron Phillip. And then coming into the ball game is Mason Gill. I haven't seen him in the ball game at this point. So two subs coming back into the ball game, and then one new sub for Ron Blue. The Hilltoppers working with it 5 yards deep in there into Blue Griffin territory, trying to come down that left sideline. There's a ball. It's just bunched up over there. Finally, the Hilltoppers were able to just kick it out. So a struggle for it in the midfield circle. Finally won by the Blue Griffins. Blue Griffins bring it back. Now they're going to bring it back to Sam Little. I thought he was going to boot it upfield, but he just tries to make a little short pass over to Jack Tiegler. And so right now the Blue Griffins, who had possession of the ball, weren't able to move it forward at all, Mike. They just kind of played around out there about 10 yards deep in Hilltopper territory. So the Hilltoppers now take over, comes to Jamie Terraza. And hey, Jamie Terraza with a quick shot. There's a surprise. And he was a little over 30 yards out. A left-footed kick. But another great save, though, that time by Matteo Gilbert.
Wow, he has been very, very busy here in this first half. That's already his 5th save. And a couple against Tadasa's, a couple of bullets. Tadasa's actually, that was a little bit of a worm burner, that last one. I think if you got any lift on it at all, that would have been a big, big problem.
Yeah, and Jaime is he's not bashful when it comes to taking that shot.
No, he will do that every now and then. And by every now and then, I mean pretty much every time he touches the ball. But.
Yeah, if he's within 40 yards, he's going to take the shot. So good ball handling that time. Wow, by John Teague. And Teague has it finally stolen away by Jack Tiegler. Tiegler had been very active in this ball game. In fact, he's all over the place. Now he brings a pass, and it comes over now to Andrew Lehman. Lehman, they just bring it back to their fullback, Sam Little, goes ahead and brings it back upfield for the Blue Griffins, picked up there by the Blue Griffins right at midfield. They're still trying to work down that right sideline, and then they end up losing the ball out of bounds. And so right now, Mike, we are in the 33rd minute, almost into the 34th minute. 40-minute halves they play here.
And Toppers with some more substitutions. They have been substituting very liberally in this first half. Not so much for the Blue Griffins.
No, not very much at all.
This one.
Ron Blue, he's been pretty liberal with the substitutions so far. So the ball goes out of bounds right near about 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. Throw in for the Blue Griffins. Going to be picked up there. And so we have a couple of players go down. We're going to have the whistle blow, and they're going to call it on Los Alamos. And they're going to say the guilty party was Yaris Eidenbens. So Yaris called for the push-off, so we're going to have a free kick, and that's going to be just a little to the almost lined up with the right goalpost. And let's see, about 30 yards out is going to be the kick. So, and the Blue Griffins trying to decide who's going to make the kick. in position right now is Yuto Okatani. He makes the kick, and it just goes right. I mean, right smack into one of the Hilltoppers who had lined up for. They weren't lined up in any kind of a fence or anything, but he just whacked it right into one of the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers come away with the steal. They're still working with it, still trying to get it going down the left sideline, having a lot of trouble doing that. There's a whole bunch everybody's bunched up over there, and the Hilltoppers finally get out of it. Long pass, and so we're going to have offsides called on Los Alamos.
And that was the correct call. John Teague getting a couple of extra steps there. Right around the 30-yard line, that was the correct call.
Yes, it was. I mean, he was well ahead of the defenders.
Which is fine, you know. I know you're a huge fan of the offside call, Gene. I know you love it.
Yes.
But you know, and that's fine. That's what it's supposed to be for. If somebody's 3 or 4 yards ahead of the defense,
yeah, you can't cherry pick.
Yeah, but you know, if somebody, you know, their shoe becomes untied and their shoelace is offside, there are plenty of officials that'll call that.
Yes. So the Blue Griffins working with it. And they bring it across the midfield stripe and a long kick downfield by Sam Little. Boy, and that one's going to go all the way down over the end line. Boy, I mean, he put a boot on that one. So it's going to be a goal kick for Los Alamos. And looks like they're going to let Caleb Longenbrunner make that kick. So let's see, there's a topper at the substitution flag, but of course you have to be there for 5 minutes before the.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you're there for 4 minutes and 58 seconds, no can do, pal.
Yeah, can't do like you do in basketball where you just kind of wave yourself in. So anyway, the Blue Griffins now was a kick downfield, and so it's a 1-0 ball game right now. The Hilltoppers scored with 4 in the 4th minute. And then it's been pretty much, and then it was all Los Alamos for quite a while, but the Blue Griffins have really picked up the intensity and really picked up their offense. Hilltoppers coming down the right sideline, great ball handling that time by Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield brings the pass over to Wesley Parker. Parker tries to center it. They're trying to get it over to Jaime Terrazas. There's Jaime has it, takes a shot. And it's knocked away by one of the Blue Griffin fullbacks.
And he was just there. He wanted no part of that. He just happened to be standing in the way at the time.
Yes. Yeah. There wasn't very many openings. They're trying to kick a ball through the trees in the forest, but so another save this time by Matteo Gilbert. Hilltoppers pick it up, and once again, coming to John Teague, coming down that right sideline. Stolen away by the Griffins, and they boot it out of bounds. So they quickly hand the ball over now to Wakeo Hatinga. So it's Wakio, it looks like. Wakio Hatinga. That's close enough.
I was calling him Waikiki. I mean,
yeah, no,
that's way easier to remember. So.
It certainly is. So we're just now into the 38th minute, or 39th minute actually. So unofficially, 2 more minutes left in this first half. Hilltoppers leading 1-0 over the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins.
And that's about right. There has been, I don't think there's been any stoppage.
No, not really.
So that should be pretty close. And we have a topper. Looked like he got kicked in the shin. I think that was Levescu. And he's going to try to walk it off or run it off.
Yeah, So we have a direct kick from Los Alamos right from the 40-yard line. Bounces right by one of the fullbacks, and Actually, it looked like the fullback had screened out Matteo Gilbert. It bounced right back by the fullback and then headed toward the goal. But fortunately for the Blue Griffins, Matteo had figured that out and was in perfect position. Now we're going to have another violation called against the Blue Griffins. The Hilltoppers are going to put the ball down right smack in the middle of the field, 35. Let's see, about almost 45 yards out, and they'll have a free kick. And see who's lining up to take that kick.
That was Tarasa. Oh boy!
Whoa.
And he did not miss that by much. Going for the far high corner, and from 50 yards out, he missed that by about 6 inches.
Yeah.
Yes, holy moly! And that was a laser shot.
Yeah, and he was way out there. He was close, like Mike said, close to 50 yards out away from the. So anyway, the ball is going to be cleared out by the Hilltoppers. The Blue Griffins will inbound it right at midfield, work down the left side of the field, and there is the first half. The left side of the field is right in front of us, or it is actually is the north side of the field. That's where we are, and the south side of the field is where we used to be, and that's where all the teams are. And so now the substitutions are all the way on the other side of the field. But anyway, Mike, that brings this first half to a close. And I want to thank, once again, I want to thank Carol Clark of the Los Alamos Daily Post, making a lot of these broadcasts possible. So we're able to go over the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel, the audio portion anyway, and then the video. Not sure what's going on with the video. What they're supposed to do is John McHale and Nate Limback on the field taking pictures. They're supposed to be able to send it to the video portion of the YouTube, the still pictures of the action, essentially right after it happens. So anyway, I want to thank Carol Clark and Nate Limback and John McHale. They were the brains and everything behind this. Nate Limback, of course, the IT guy, and he came up with the system. We really do appreciate it, and that makes it possible for me and my buddy Mike here to give this ball game. We went down to Espanola last night. Hilltoppers winning that ball game 57-42, 99 points put up on that scoreboard, but it was a kind of a shootout. The first half was all Los Alamos, and then the second half is just, I mean, it was just gangbusters on both sides. And a couple of times, Mike, looked like the Sun Devils could get back in the ball game.
But, yeah, did have a couple of chances in that second half. But that Ollie Fell guy, he's a pretty good athlete.
Not too shabby.
Not shabby at all. He's excellent basketball player, making his football debut down there in the Valley for the Sun Devils as a wide receiver. And boy, the Toppers just could not keep pace with him. Ended up with 5 touchdowns, but Jeremiah Hartzell for the Toppers, their number 1 receiver, 5 touchdowns as well, including a kick return. So beautiful, just kind of dueling wide receivers there.
They both had kick returns.
Yeah, that's right. Ollie did as well. So Ollie was kind of a one-man gang last night, but just a good win by the Toppers to take that one in a shootout. And generally speaking, Gene, in terms of shootouts, that's not usually something that favors Los Alamos so well. But the Toppers debuting a really run and gun type of system that I had literally never seen, and I've been covering the Toppers for well over 20 years, and I had never seen anything close to that sort of offensive showing last night. And as a matter of fact, for the Toppers, ending up Jacob Green, and this has got to be something close to a Hilltopper football record, 29 pass attempts last night, completed 21 of them for 238 yards. That is like I said, I've never seen that.
No, I hadn't either. And then the Mexican came out with the article before the game talking about how they were pumped to pass, and so I think also some special thanks we're going to give now to the Los Alamos Fire Department. They've been a sponsor of Los Alamos High School sports for a long time, and also want to thank the Los Alamos Police Department for their support of Los Alamos High School sports. And so I think we're going to hear from them, I think, at this point, unless I'm mistaken. So here we go.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
This one. This one. This one. This one.
So back here at Sullivan Field, the Hilltoppers and the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins. And right now, the Hilltoppers with a 1-0 lead, which occurred in the 4th minute. And then that's been all the scoring here in this ball game. When the Blue Griffins played Bosque last Saturday, they ended up in a 1-1 tie. And they're actually, Mike, the thing that was interesting was that Mike Vermont, he scored the goal. He also kicked off to start this ball game, and well, I mean, he was part of the kickoff. The Hilltoppers kicked off actually, but Vermont was right there, and then that's the last. We haven't really seen much of Mike Vermont after that.
No, as a matter of fact, I'm not even sure he's on the field right now.
Yeah,
but we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, initially, as we were saying, Jane, the Blue Griffins, their possession looked very, very good. They were moving the ball very well down the field and looked like they were keeping the Toppers kind of off balance a little bit right at the beginning of the ball game. But around the 4th, 5th minute, right around the time of the Topper goal, I mean, the momentum is completely turned around, and it has been all Los Alamos since that point.
This one.
So yeah, the Toppers in that first half, Gene, ended up with 13 shots, as a matter of fact, with just 2 from the Blue Griffins, and Mr. Matteo Gilbert, the sophomore goalkeeper for the Blue Griffins, ended up with 6 saves overall in that first half.
So the Blue Griffins kick off to start the second half, and they actually kick it down towards their own goal, trying to they move it back to one of the fullbacks, and then they kind of line up. So they kind of do that. They'll come back in and try to get everything set up, and the fullbacks work with the ball, and the rest of the team then gets up in position. But they weren't able to really do much with it. The ball goes out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers in Blue Griffin territory. The Blue Griffins, they pick it up, fighting with it. We're trying to come down that left sideline, but they just can't get past the Toppers. Toppers can't get the ball back, but now we come down that right sideline. Now just stolen away by the Hilltoppers. Right there for Los Alamos was Alex Lipskew. So the Blue Griffins are doing a pretty good job of controlling everything, but finally Lipskew comes in and makes the steal. Now it comes to Jaime Terrazas, 50 yards out from the goal.
He could literally do anything right now.
Is he going to fire? This time he kicks it down the left sideline, and a centering pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by the Blue Griffins. So he was trying to get it back to Jaime, but knocked out of bounds. The Hilltoppers inbound it. Trying to come down that left side, and trying to move and get in position once again with Jaime Terrazas, but the ball picked up by the Blue Griffins, and they goes over the end line. So the little goal kick, and this goal kick is taken not by Matteo Gilbert. It's actually taken by one of the other players. He only boosted upfield about 5 yards to one of the Blue Griffins. The Blue Griffins now still trying to get organized and go. The Hilltoppers now on the attack. Our Blue Griffins on the attack, and so the ball is going to go out of bounds.
Griffins looked like they had a little bit of a crease there. Good adjustment there by the Topper defense, however, to kind of get in the way of the passing lanes and at least for the moment clear the ball out.
So the Blue Griffins, once again, trying to come upfield, is stolen away by the Hilltoppers. They bring it over and out to Alex Lipskew. Lipskew brings it all the way over to the right side, coming down the right side of the penalty box. Shot taken by the Hilltoppers. And that one is going to go deflected out of bounds over the end line. And that shot was taken that time by Tai Hinojosa over the end line. So it's going to line it up. Tai Hinojosa will make the corner kick. He's on the flag on the right side of the goal, and so Ty lines it up and knocked away by Matteo Gilbert. So he kind of put it down right in front of the goal, but Matteo Gilbert right there, and he just whacked it out of the way. So the Blue Griffins come up with it. Thrown back now by Los Alamos. Comes over now to Alex Lipsku. Lipsku with a pass from all the way from the left side of the field to the right side of the field. Now they try to bring it up and they cannot get it to come up, and so the Blue Griffins steal it away coming down that left sideline. And we have one of the Hilltoppers takes a major crash. And are you going to call anything? Nope, I don't think so. No,
play on.
Yeah, play on. So no harm, no foul. So the Hilltoppers now have a throw in. I should say the Blue Griffins have the throw in.
And so after not calling a big crash, a minor bump gets called here. The Toppers will have the free kick.
Oh, that was a very late call. Long kick comes in all the way out of the goal. Now comes Matteo Gilbert.
Oh, and Gilbert, I thought he was going to try to pick it up. Actually kicked it away, but it looked like he went off the side of his foot. He did not get a good foot on it. So that could have been very dangerous for the Blue Griffins.
And Jaime Terrazas, and he fires and he scores. And this one from a little over 30 yards out. He fired from about the 25-yard line, so almost 35 yards out. And Jaime, he just drilled it. I mean, a hard shot. And just barely just went right around the left side of the left goal post and whacked into that goal. And I mean, it hit that net back there. Boy, I tell you, if it hadn't been for that net, that ball would have been over in Griffith's Gymnasium. Wow, what a shot by Jaime Terrazas.
And Gilbert actually got it looked like both hands on it, and it went right through it.
Yeah,
that was another laser shot. Boy, Terrazas with a big foot and just perfectly placed, and he's just. We've seen him shoot from long range today and just been off. And now he gets shoved to the ground, and we are going to have a yellow card issued to one of the Blue Griffins.
That was a little excessive that time by Andrew Lehman.
Yeah, and that was a frustration push on Jaime, who was having an outstanding season opener today.
Yeah, and so Jaime was trying to get to the ball, and Lehman was behind him. Lehman just kept shoving him. Finally, he just pushed him down. There wasn't any question about it. So the ball is setting right at midfield, and just outside the left side of the midfield circle, and the Hilltoppers will take the kick. Long kick comes out into the penalty box. Hilltoppers on the attack again once again. And boy, a nice kick and really set it up nicely for Los Alamos. And that shot taken by Alex Lipsku, but right there was Matteo Gilbert. Hilltoppers steal it away once again, trying to come down the middle of the field. Jaime Terrazas with it, trying to get it back to Jaime as they passed it over to Lipsku, and then it comes back to Jaime. So right now the team's they're just playing back and forth. It's like pinball out there. And then first the Griffins have control. Los Alamos has control. All the way out of the goal once again is Matteo Gilbert. And that's the second time he's come out. And when I say he's out, I mean he's clear out to top the penalty box. So if the Hilltoppers were able to get anything on it, he was dangerously out of the goal. Now we have a kick taken by Los Alamos. They lose it over the end line. We're going to have a goal kick now for the Blue Griffins. And right now, let's see, where are we, Mike? We're in the 47th minute right now, and 2-0 ball game. Hilltoppers. Now we're going to have a push-off called against Los Alamos.
Now it's going to go against Aaron Phillip, and that was the correct call. That was a push-up.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
So the free kick is 10 yards deep into Griffin territory. They just booted it about 20 yards up the field. Now they bring it down the left sideline. They lose it out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it, and they don't waste any time getting it in. They get it into Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with it now. Here he comes, working down that left sideline. Boy, some great dribbling. Dribbles it to himself behind his back, and now they bring it trying to get it up to the top of the penalty box. Stolen away by there, comes right over now to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell brings it right to the top of the penalty box, stolen away by the Griffins. And then a long kick upfield and a battle for it. Who's going to win this battle? They just keep exchanging possession. And finally, the ball goes out of bounds off of one of the Blue Griffins. So nobody able to the Hilltoppers not able to get anything going. They've been about 20, 30 yards out from the goal, but they just every time they make a kick, it's picked up by the Blue Griffins, and then the Blue Griffins trying to come back upfield, sold back by Los Alamos. So that's all they've been doing is exchanging positions, and now we're having a lot of pushing and shoving out there, but still that ball hasn't gone anywhere in the last couple of minutes. It's just stayed in like about a 10-yard span.
This one.
Oh, another shot by Terrazas right off. Well, I thought they hit the crossbar. They're going to say it hit the crossbar of the. I think they're going to say it hit the crossbar of the football goalpost. Either way, it hit hard. And we have a whistle.
Yeah, it really did, and so. Well, they bring it back. Well, for some reason, they're setting up a goal kick. What they're setting up on that shot by. I don't know what happened. Why that would be a goal kick? Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, I think it actually hit the football goalpost crossbar as opposed to the soccer one, but that hit super hard.
Yeah, it was another, like you say, another laser by Terrazas. And boy, you just got to be ready. Jaime's there. He's going to fire. Alex Lipsky trying to get it towards Los Alamos, pass down the right sideline. This one is going to be chased down by the Toppers and go out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. So they inbound it, and then Callum Mitchell makes the inbound pass, and then they just bring it right back to him, and that was a moon ball. That was kicked from about 40 yards out, and it was kind of interesting. But Caleb Langenbrunner it looked like he was out there in the outfield trying to make a catch on a high fly ball, watching that ball come down. So now the Blue Griffins the Hilltoppers coming down, knocked out of bounds by the Blue Griffins. Hilltoppers will inbound it on their right side of the field, and they're about 20 yards up from the flag on the right side. They bring it to the top of the penalty box, and there's a nice little crowd there. They finally get it out of that crowd. Hilltoppers go down the right sideline once again. There's a shot, and it was headed away by one of the fullbacks for the and that was Vanya Verzhansik. So another shot by Jaime Terrazas, and that's picked up by the goalie Matteo Gilbert, and then
7th save for Gilbert in this ball game, James. He has been very, very busy today, and
yes, he really has.
So pace of the game slowed and actually quite a bit. Team just kind of trading possessions back and forth. They haven't seen a whole lot of big runs toward the goal in the last 5-6 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. They just all they do is one team kicks it, the other team picks out, intercepts the pass, and then their pass is intercepted, and that's what's been going on, like Mike said, for probably 5 minutes or so. Now, finally, the Hilltoppers get it into the middle of the. Finally, a nice pass in the middle of the penalty box, and the shot taken for Los Alamos, and goes over the goal post. That shot taken by Alex Livsku, and so it's going to be. It was deflected out of bounds by Matteo Gilbert. So the Hilltoppers with the corner kick, and I believe it's Jaime Terrazas is in the corner.
You think they want to get somebody with a foot to do the corner kick, but obviously not.
And so he boots it right into
That's
the
fine.
pack. A header attempt taken by Los Alamos, and now let's see, and that was Alex Livsku. But boy, that was a nice corner kick by Terrazas.
And we're going to have another one here, as a matter of fact.
Now they're going to move to the other side of the field. So now they're going to kick from the right side of the goal.
And that wasn't anything.
No, nothing. The Hilltoppers take a shot, which goes over the end line. So it'll be another goal kick for the Sun Devils. And right now we are in the 54th minute of this contest.
By the way, that was the third and fourth corner kicks for the Toppers. None so far for the Blue Griffins. And we have a topper down right at the top of the penalty box, and I believe that's Terrazas.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Jaime. I don't know. He was sitting up, and now he's just sitting up, and now he's just rolled back, essentially just relaxed back on his back. And now they're going to tend to him.
The medical folks taking a leisurely stroll out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So now they're tending to him. So Terrazas, the spark plug for Los Alamos, and let's see, they help him up. He's walking okay, but he's kind of gingerly favoring that right leg, and so. But I think he's going to be fine.
He looks okay. It looks like he's going to go get checked out on the Toppers medical table / ATV.
Yeah. The nice thing is in that new that new field house that they built, they do have a facility in there that if somebody really needed to be looked at in a hurry for something, they have a really nice facility inside for the trainers. But right now, like Mike said, they have the ATV / training table back in behind the east goal.
Well, before the field house, Gene, you had to take about a 1.5 mile long walk to the basically the other side of the high school campus.
So a shot taken by Alex Livsku. So he did a good job coming down the left side of the field, and then he cut in, and boy, you could just see Matteo Gilbert was completely set up for that. In fact, he kept waving his arms. I'm sure he was hollering at his defenders. And so anyway, Livsku takes the shot. It goes right to Matteo. So Matteo with another save for Los Alamos, and now the long kick downfield by the Hilltoppers, heading it to himself down the field is Alex. It was not Alex Livsku. I'm sorry, that's Wesley Parker. So Wesley headed it to himself, and then the ball goes over the end line.
That's going to be another corner kick for the Toppers. Actually, for the Blue Griffins, Gilbert was right at the edge of the penalty box, hoping the ball was going to bounce to him so he could catch it, and it never did. It hung right there, and it scooted over the end line.
Yeah, so the Hilltoppers with a corner kick from the the right side, Jaime Terrazas not taking that kick, of course. Wesley Parker takes a kick for Los Alamos. Or let me sorry, that was Alex Lipsky taking that kick. Terrazas, of course, out of the ball game.
And coming out for the Blue Griffins is Andrew Lehman. And coming in, I believe, is Gus Curtis Mitchell, is a sophomore.
Yeah,
and like I said, not that many substitutions today for the Blue Griffins.
Yeah, and we have and we're going to have another. We had another topper at the substitution flag, but they didn't let him come in.
Well, so. Yeah, Gene, you can't just let people come in whenever they want to. That's not the way things work around here.
So the kicked out field comes in, rolls in just over the top of the penalty box. Right there is Caleb Langenberger for Los Alamos, and he just comes out. He's all by himself, and they boots it out. They bring it now down the left sideline. Nice pass comes out to Wesley Parker. Parker doing a great job, and a yellow card. No way, man.
That is going to be issued to Sam Little, and that was
terrible.
Not a good call at all. Parker, actually, I thought he got his own feet tangled up underneath him.
Yeah, he was trying to split two of the players, and he went around Sam Little, and they're essentially saying Sam Little kicked that tripped him, which he did not.
He absolutely did not. That is not a good call at all. So Little has to check out of the game.
So the Hilltoppers 35 yards out from the goal, and on the left hash mark of the football field. And so we have a substitution now. Of course, Sam Little has to leave the ball game, and now the official is going to go over, and
I think he's going to have to explain his call to the to Hirsch Wilson, who would be I'm sure is very interested in hearing that explanation.
Yeah, exactly. My golly.
That was, did not appear to be a very good call, Gene.
No, it did not. So they're lining it up, and it's going to be Aaron Phillip who's going to take the direct kick. And like I say, he's about 40 yards out from the goal. It's a hard kick and blow right smack into the little wall of the Blue Griffins.
That's got to be one of the worst jobs in sports, the wall in soccer.
Yeah, really. I know. They stand there and protect their cup. So, anyway, it's almost on the go once again. This time it's going to go over the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for the Blue Griffins. Hilltoppers leading in this ball game right now, 2-0.
59 minutes in, just about going into the 60th minute here, Gene.
Yeah, so we're
about halfway through this second half.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of the third quarter.
That's right. They're going to switch ends. Third down coming up, Gene. So.
So we have another substitution coming in now for the Blue Griffins, and then coming back into the ball game is Sam Little. So Little.
Whoa.
Quick
shot by the Toppers near the hash mark over there, about 25 yards out, and I didn't think that had much of a chance, and it really did. Gilbert actually had to reach out and knock that away. Yeah, he had to dive for it and knock it away with his hand. Otherwise, that would have gone in.
Yes, he's done a good job here. Been very, and of course, like Mike said, been very, very active. So the Hilltoppers right now putting a lot of pressure on him. Long kick down the field, and Mike, I'm not sure what the significance of this, or is there any, but Sam Little came back into the ballgame, and he has a yellow band around his arm just below his sleeve. So does that mean that he just got a yellow card or something? Here comes the yellow card guy.
Yeah, that's right. You need to identify those guys. They're bad news.
Yeah, so
they are bad news, Gene.
So they've got the red band waiting over there for him. So anyway, the Hilltoppers working down the right sideline lose it out of bounds. So the Blue Griffins will inbound it. And about 25 yards deep into their own territory, they finally make the kick. They pass down the left sideline, picked up there by Los Alamos. Here comes Los Alamos on the charge. And it looked to me like they were coming down in a hurry. And the thing I didn't quite understand was that the ball was doing a good job with the ball that time was Aaron Phillip, but then cutting in from the left side at the time was Alex Libskew, and he had a perfect fast break situation.
This one.
But Phillip didn't make the pass until way late, and that got everybody in position. And also Libskew was not in a very good position for the shot.
Well, he would have been, I think, had he gotten the ball about 2 seconds earlier.
Exactly.
But I don't know if Phillip didn't see him or. Header attempt right at the. Did that go in? I think that went in. No, it did not go in. Okay.
They're trying to decide here. Yeah, it was a header attempt, and anyway, Matteo Gilbert was able to get a hand on it. Okay, he knocked it over the end line. Knocked it over the top of the goal. So we have another corner kick, Mike. And this one, the board burner is going to come down in the middle of the penalty box.
That is the sixth corner kick of this half for Los Alamos, and the ball rolling out. I guess it was kicked out by one of the Blue Griffins, barely saved from going out of bounds by Vanya Furyanchik, I think. But I don't know who that ball was initially supposed to go to, because it was going to nobody. Had that not been saved, that would have been a turnover.
And so the Blue Griffins working with it once again.
Kick it back toward their own goal. The Little with the ball now. The shamed Sam Little with the yellow armband has the ball now. Now back in the near the midfield circle. Still the Blue Griffins with the ball. They're basically just playing keep away at this point, not really doing much in the way of attacking. Finally, a turnover. Toppers with the ball. Lenny Svatsky with the ball is going to give it up to the right side, and quick pass down the right sideline. Battle for the ball in the corner. That is momentarily won by the Toppers. Now going to get away. Phillip picks it up around the 20-yard line. Nice move by Phillip. He's got a shot. He takes it, and it's just going to sail about a foot over the crossbar. Great shot there by Phillip. And that coming the 65th minute. But Phillip just looked like he was being fairly casual with the ball. Picked it up around the 20-yard line. Took one dribble and saw he had a wide open shot and fired. And that one just sailed a hair over the gun. Is this a corner kick? What's going on? I'm not.
We had a substitution for Los Alamos, but I guess we have a corner kick coming.
I didn't think Gilbert got his hand on that.
Yeah, I didn't either. And so they lined up the corner kick. We had to wait for the substitution, which took forever. And now the Blue Griffins coming down the field in a hurry, and Los Alamos defenders back there, and so we're going to have a push off, and that's going to be. Well, let's see where they're going to pop this thing down.
Oh, and I thought we were going to get the dreaded talking to.
Yeah, really.
Like, you don't do that, buddy. And and that's always followed up by the even more dreaded finger wave. You don't want any part of that, Gene.
No, you do not. And then then they got that yellow band ready to go when you leave the ball game.
That's right. That's right. It's there. Right. It's right there, buddy. We can slap this on you at any moment.
The scarlet letter in the scarlet letter in yellow.
That's right.
Long kick down the field comes to Longenbrunner. Brunner just rolls it over to the side. And the Blue Griffins have picked it up. Now there's a struggle for it over on the left side of the field, for the Blue Griffins. So
we head into the 67th minute here, Jane. So
unofficially,
unofficially, so just a little under 14 minutes remaining in this ball game, 2-0. And it's been a while since the Griffins have really made any serious move toward the top or goal. Really, nothing threatening. Do not have a shot in this half, as a matter of fact, and just 2 for the ball game. So quiet game there for Caleb Longenbrunner, the topper goalkeeper.
So the ball comes out picked up there, and it's going to be picked up there by Matteo Gilbert. Gilbert with a short kick will have a lot of pushing and shoving right now. I mean, it's picked up a lot. Now they bring it, trying to come down the left sideline this time, and having a little trouble trying to get a hold of the ball, and that is Wakio Hatinga. So anyway, the ball finally ends up going over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Blue Griffins. The Hilltoppers leading 2-0 in this ball game. That's going to be a goal kick to Matteo Gilbert. Matteo's not going to take the kick this time, so he's going to defer over to Haken Gerler Hatch. So a long kick by Hatch comes into Hilltopper territory. There's a little bicycle kick by one of the Blue Griffins, which moved the ball upfield about 10 yards, but Hilltopper was able to easily pick that up. So he did the old bicycle kick, but he didn't put much on it. The ball right now is we're going to have a violation called against Los Alamos, against the Blue Griffins. So right now the ball is 50 yards out from the goal, and Jaime Terrazas, who's back in the ball game, takes the kick. This time he just tries to get it up into the left side of the right side of the penalty box.
Chip shot for him by comparison.
So Jaime, who had left the ball game earlier, is back in the ball game for Los Alamos.
And Topper's going to get a free kick here just outside the penalty box. And the Blue Griffins setting up, with the standard 2 yards away, just exactly like they're supposed to.
Yes, and so the ball just barely in from the sideline on the right side, and the ball probably about 15 yards out from the goal. So the kick easily defended by the Blue Griffins. They start to come back upfield, stolen back away by Los Alamos, and now a nice steal this time. Coming in out of nowhere that time was Vanya Verzhansik. Whoa. And so he made a beautiful steal, got the ball downfield, and now it's going to be picked up by the Hilltoppers. They bring it up to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas will boot it up to Xavier Martinez. And that's going to go out of bounds. Out for the Blue Griffins. Hilltoppers are going to inbound another pushing, major pushing match.
Wow.
Nothing called, boy. I mean, it's a lot of pushing and shoving going on right now. Now pass comes to Alex Livskew. Livskew tries to get it into the penalty box, and it cannot. So
we head in the 70th minute here, Gene, and another shot by Toppers. Have allowed just 2. They have a ton of shots. I need to actually recount these, but they have been dominant. The Griffins, like I said, have not gotten off a shot in this half. As we have a mystery whistle.
We're going to have a goal kick. And let's see.
I thought something was going to happen here. Apparently not.
Well,
they're having a substitution. I didn't think they were supposed to have this because the Blue Griffins were substituting, but it is a Topper goal kick.
Yes, exactly.
This one.
unless a topper came in that I didn't see, but I didn't think so. I didn't think, he hadn't been there for the mandatory 5 minutes. So
So now they bring it upfield. It's picked up there by Javier Martinez.
ball goes out of bounds to
Yeah.
one of the Blue Griffins. Hopefully, hoping it was to him. It was not.
Pass up, boy, just at the top of the penalty box, and boy, they had just streaking toward the basket. That time was heading was Andrew Lehman, and he actually had a pretty good look and a pretty good shot at it, but they had plenty of defenders back there. But if he'd have gotten the pass, he could have split the defenders pretty easily. But now the ball goes out of bounds, and so we'll have Vanya Verzhansik make the throw. And no, they're going to say no. Sam Little says, "Let me do it." Sam Little, much bigger kid, makes a long throw in down to the top of the penalty box. Boy, I mean, that was a long throw in. You have to kind of stand there, and you're supposed to just stand there and then throw two hands over your head. But you see these guys, pick the ball up and then pick the ball up and go back about 10 yards from where the point they're supposed to throw it in. So they just run and take off. But what we haven't seen in a long time, Mike, is the old somersault throw in.
I have not seen that in probably 5-6 years now. Just nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
And that is a pretty good trick. I definitely would not have the patience to try to learn how to do that, and let alone the acrobatic ability. But just nobody does that anymore.
No, they don't. But it's a pretty good technique. There's a centering pass, and this one's going to be cleared out by the Blue Griffins, and they bring it up, going to go up to Jack Tiegler. Tiegler, who was very, very active in the first half, and so the Tiegler trying to chase the ball down, can't get to it, so it's just brought upfield by Los Alamos, by Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield will get it up, and we have a Hilltopper go down. He was pushed down. That's Javier Martinez, and the violation is going to go to Vanya Verzhansik. So the Hilltoppers have the direct kick. Here comes Jaime Terrazas. The ball is just inside the left sideline and almost 30 yards out. So this time he just tries to put it to the right side of the penalty box, but nothing doing. The ball going to go sail over everybody, and it's going to be headed out of bounds by one of the Blue Griffins. So the Hilltoppers now
with the corner kick here. Hard to see who's in the corner there, but several substitutions there for the Hilltoppers as we await the corner kick.
Yeah, so like I said, not sure who's making that corner kick, but
that might be Jackson Boone there in the corner, and that's gonna deflect off one of the Blue Griffins, and that we're gonna do that all over again.
Yeah, same thing again. This one sails over the entire pack, and so anyway, that was that. So it's going to be a goal kick, and still can't see the number that young man is doing the kick. He's on the other side. Hard to see the player sometimes because we're looking through a screen. We took the screens out, and we got in trouble for that. So.
And in any event, coming down to the final few minutes here, we're in the 76th minute, so time growing short for the Blue Griffins, and just have not been able to get much offense going here in this entire second half, and really in much of the first half as well. The Toppers have pretty well shut them down. For the Toppers on the backside, Phillip having a nice solid day for the Toppers, as well as the Headingas, who have played very, very well, very active on the backside, and just have not allowed the Blue Griffins to get much going.
No, and then Nathan Asher just took a free kick, and this just a quick call, and Asher just put the ball down and booted it away downfield. Nice kick. He kicked it about 50 yards in the air, came right down in the front of the goal, picked up there by Langenbrunner. Now the Hilltoppers on the attack, coming down the left side. Ball is going to go. Did it make it over the end line?
I don't think it did, but I think one of the Blue Griffins sold the call.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think it made it over.
Yeah, it was right there rolling, and then I know it wasn't over the end line. And then all of a sudden the Blue Griffin just slowed up and then raised his hand up, indicating that it was over the end line. So the official, who was 50 yards out from the play,
he didn't have a good look at that. I think the Blue Griffin player sold it.
Yeah.
So I thought Martinez got to it right before it went out.
Yeah, free kick, and so they're 35 yards deep in their own territory. They make the Blue Griffins make the kick, picked up easily by the Hilltoppers, stolen back by the Blue Griffins, trying to come down the field. The Hilltoppers have a sea of green uniforms out there on that defensive end, but the Griffins still trying to put on some pressure, and so they take a little shot, and this one is just going to be a kind of a bouncer, slow bouncers, and that was taken by Andrew Lehman. So the Hilltoppers with it, and like Mike said, we're in the closing minutes of this ballgame. Hilltoppers leading 2-0, and right now, let's see.
Unofficially, just a little over 2 minutes to go here.
And so there it is, 78. They stopped the clock at 78 because the official times kept on the field. So the clock is actually unofficial. So we're unofficially in the last 2 minutes of this contest.
I don't understand. I've never understood why that's such a big secret, how much time is actually left.
Yeah, exactly. And of course you have the 2 minutes unofficially, and then of course the official has extra time, which he keeps track of. So if there's some delay in the game, and the official will make note of that.
Yeah, that which is obviously much easier than stopping the clock or something like that. Much more efficient and much more exciting.
Well, yeah, they just have to do the same thing in football. Just
Maybe you got extra time, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
We're not telling you.
All you got to do is signal like they do the ball. Now the Hilltoppers are going to lose it over the end line on the right side of the goal, and so it's going to be. Let's see. Okay, I thought. Okay, they say one of the Blue Griffins touched it. So once again, we have a corner kick from the right side of the goal. There's a header attempt, and that's going to go over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for the Blue Griffins. And the young man on the other side of the field, it's almost impossible to see his number, but who took that corner kick. But anyway, the ball now coming down to the Hilltoppers. They're going to bring it up. It's going to be picked up there by Xavier Martinez. Martinez gets it to Terrazas. Jaime coming down the left sideline in a hurry. He wants to shoot, but he just couldn't. He wanted to take that shot, but he could not get lined up well. So he passed it over into the middle, and there goes the whistle. And the Hilltoppers win this ballgame 2-0 over the Blue Griffins. So the Blue Griffins started off the season last Saturday and tied Bosque. So they were 0-0-1, and right now they're 0-1-1, and the Hilltoppers are 1-0-0 as they win their first ball game of the season against the Santa Fe Preps. And Hilltoppers actually kind of dominated this game, but the Preps made the Hilltoppers work for it. That's for sure. I mean, they just didn't. They didn't. I mean, they didn't. Hilltoppers didn't come in and just make a cakewalk over these Blue Griffins. The Blue Griffins put up a very good fight and very good tense. The Blue Griffins just didn't have enough power to get by the Hilltopper defense. And of course, Langenbrunner, he didn't have to work very hard back there. And on his counterpart, Matteo Gilbert, on the other side, I mean, he is very, very, very busy, Mike.
Yeah, he really was. 9 saves for Gilbert in this ball game. Just 2 for Langenbrunner, and frankly, I gotta be honest with you, one of them I think I was a little generous on. So really, and neither one of those shots were really significant threats.
Did you catch how many Hilltopper shots were taken?
As a matter of fact, I did 22.
Wow.
For the ball game for the Hilltoppers to just 3 for the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins. So
wow.
Pretty dominant, very impressive performance to start this season for the Toppers as they win at 2-0. Quick recap of the scoring in the 5th minute. Wesley Parker, the Toppers' main offensive weapon, scores the first goal of the season for Los Alamos. He crashed in from the left side and sent a nice shot into the far post. Gilbert actually not in bad position, but just very, very well placed shot by Wesley Parker that put the Toppers on the board. Then in the 45th minute, Jaime Terrazas, completely out of character, 40-yard shot for him. Completely out of character.
Never see that.
No, you never see that. And he just laced one, 40 yards out. That actually went through the hands of Gilbert, who was in pretty good position again, but he just could not hang on to it. That was an absolute bullet from Jaime.
Well, it hit his hands and then went through his hands and then slammed into the net.
Yeah. It didn't look like Gilbert slowed it down even a little bit.
Yeah, it slammed into the net to the top part of the net. So, boy, I mean, what a shot that was by Terrazas.
Yep. So, and that is the scoring 2-0 in favor of the Toppers. So, like I said, Gene, very, very impressive start to this season for Los Alamos. Not sure what to expect in this ball game. Blue Griffins, usually pretty solid team, already had the tie ball game against a very good Bosque school. So we're expecting a pretty hard fought contest, but impressive victory. Topper offense looked very, very good today, moving the ball very well. Getting the passing was generally pretty good for the Toppers throughout the game, and did get some good looks, got some good movement. Toppers probably want to work on their finishing. They did have 3 or 4 additional opportunities there, Gene, that they probably could have finished on and just couldn't either get a foot on the ball or just not quite able to connect. But other than that, everything looking very, very solid here right off the bat this season. So Toppers move to 1 win, 0 losses, and 0 draws, and the Blue Griffins winless in 2 shots. But nice start to the season for the Toppers. And by the way, Gene, coming up very soon is the Louis Chernacek Invitational.
Yes.
And that of course is the Toppers' premier event of the non-district season, and that will be coming up. Very high level tournament, and that gets going Friday, I believe.
Friday at 11 o'clock. The Hilltoppers are going to take on Clovis.
Yeah, the Clovis Wildcats.
And then also, in interestingly enough, in that upper part of the bracket, Capital is in that upper part, which means that if they both win, they're going to face each other in the semifinals. And Capital, of course, has really improved their soccer team and soccer program a lot. So one of the things Mike going to do is to once again thank Carol Clark and Nat Limbach and John McHale for putting all this together. I want to thank the Daily Post for making all this possible, and thanks once again to Carol Clark, and a special thanks once again to the fire department and the police department for their support of Los Alamos High School sports. And it's really nice to have the police department and the fire department to come in here and become a sponsor of these broadcasts, and we really do appreciate that. So
in any event, we will get you very soon. Check out the Daily Post. We will have some information on the Louis Turnacek tournament coming up here in the next few days for you.
Well, our next broadcast is going to be Tuesday night, and we'll be doing a volleyball game against St. Michael's.
Oh, the Toppers and St. Michael's in volleyball. Just two teams not particularly fond of one another,
No.
Gene. So, and the Horsemen volleyball team usually pretty solid. So that could be an interesting ball game as well.
Could we call them the Horse Ladies now, or is that a no-no?
You call them whatever you like, Gene. That's fine with me. Just
the Horsewomen, I guess.
Or the what was the other one? The steer, the Magdalena Steers, and you always say, well, can we call them the girls team, the Cows? I just don't think
Buffaloes, the Melrose Lady Buffaloes. And the last time I did a game at the PA for Melrose down at the pit, I talked to him. I said, "What are you calling yourself now?" And I said, "We're calling ourselves the Lady Buffs."
The Lady Buffs.
Yeah. So
that's her name. But in any event, so to wrap things up here, Gene, good solid victory once again for the Toppers over the Santa Fe Prep Blue Griffins. So we'll be back, and like I said, we'll let you know what's going on with Louis Turnacek Invitational, and good solid start to the season.
Yes, and so make sure you check the Daily Post and go on the website, and they've kind of moved the logo that you push on. It was a little confusing last night, but anyway, just try to find the logo for the particular game you're looking for, and just click on it, and you'll go right to the YouTube channel. And so it's been a beautiful morning for soccer here, starting out at the crack of dawn, and so right now it's we're approaching the middle of the day here on a beautiful day in northern New Mexico and Los Alamos. So are we done? Okay, so anyway, we want to thank the police department and the fire department for their help and their support of Los Alamos. And this is Gene Mortensen for Mike Mays, and a beautiful morning for soccer. Hilltoppers win at 2-0. And so have a great weekend, everybody. And if you have a better weekend, all you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And Sweetie Pie, I miss you so very, very much. And I love you, sweetie. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership